Hi Aries, welcome to Sophquest. Yes, if you noticed, this is a new channel. If you have been familiar with my videos, then you know that my other channel is called Sophquest Synergy, and I have had that channel since 2015. I started it with my sister, but because of many relocations, losing people, including my parents over the last few years, and many other reasons, that channel has been dormant interspersingly. So right now, because of the way that YouTube works, the metrics were off and it would take me a million years to catch up. And so I'm starting over with absolute faith. So if you're a subscriber, please do come to Sophquest and click on subscribe and click that bell so that you get notifications, because you're going to be getting weekly videos just like this where I read for each sign. Okay, that way you get at least 3 videos per week if you listen to your sun, moon, and rising sign. Okay, alrighty. So this week is May 17th through the 23rd, and the big news astrologically this week is that we are moving from Taurus season into Gemini season on and about the 21st. Okay, so depending on where you are in the world. Moving into Gemini season, we're moving from Earth, slow, pedantic, Earth, into quick thinking air, okay? That's a good thing. All right. I'll talk later about this amazing change that we're coming into with a full moon eclipse, which is very powerful, and Mercury retrograde coming up. But we'll talk about that next week. All right? Aries, for you, for the week of May 17th through the 23rd. Bearing fruit. Beautiful Aries. Did you plant some seeds last week like we talked about? After tilling the soil the week prior, and now this week, bearing some fruit? That's beautiful. All right, let's lay out your 9-card spread. By the way, that card was from the Oracle of the 7 Energies, and that is by Colette Baron Reed. And these are the Light Seers cards, the Light Seer Tarot from Chris Ann. Okay? So I'm going to shuffle just a couple more times. I've already pre-shuffled these in between signs. And then we will do your 9 card. So if you will, while I'm finishing the shuffle and laying out your 9 cards, would you please take 3 deep cleansing breaths for me? Bring down your cortisol, all your stress hormone stuff. Bring up that dopamine, all the good stuff in your brain. All right, let's do that. Take some cleansing breaths for me. These are well shuffled. And now I'm going to cut the deck. There we go. Aries. And I'm going to lay out your 9 cards and take a look at them. All right? So if you would just consider this. Bearing fruit. All right, something's coming into fruition. And you've been impatient and perhaps not too confident that it was going to come in, worrying over it. Hoping for some assistance, some guidance from family or friends. And then perhaps a big transition, a real life-altering moment of understanding here. Looks like you're going to get word, an offer that comes in and starts something and begins a whole brand new cycle for you, Aries. That looks really good. But in the meantime, bottom of the deck, 5 of Swords. Okay, Aries, let's talk. The 5 of Swords is a card of negative thinking. Okay, this is the card of a battle that has gone on, things negatively happening in your environment. And usually in other decks it shows, like 3 other warriors that have been fighting a hard battle, and the swords are all now on the ground. The battle has been fought, the battle has been won or lost depending on which side. And then this person in the foreground comes up and picks up all the swords and runs away with them, and then goes off to say, yeah, I won the war, when really they didn't. So what it's really about, if you will, philosophically, is about passive aggressiveness. It's when we are not taking proactive steps to solving an issue. It's when we're kind of waiting for the environment to change before we change. Now, I'm not saying you're doing this, Aries. I'm saying this has been happening in your environment. One way or another, there's been some passive aggressiveness, some avoidance, some unhealthy ways of communication, a lot of not talking, a lot of backbiting, that kind of thing. However, the card underneath it is the Six of Wands. So you will triumph over this conflict and just crap, you know, all of this stuff that's been going on. So you will conquer that, all right? So I think it's time, most importantly, Aries, that you make sure that you keep your mind thinking positively, because I don't remember who said it, but it's that you are always constantly in a state of prayer with God consciousness, with the universe. Because if we are all one fabric, if everyone is one strand threaded together in the fabric of reality, then our emanating thoughts is constantly affecting the rest of the fabric of reality. Like a ripple in a pond, your energy affects the energy around you, most especially. So negative thinking is only going to be mirrored back to you. Positive thinking, same, okay? The law of reciprocity, right? Or Newton's third law, what goes up must come down, right? That, okay? Bearing fruit says it's getting better. Okay, it means that you've been thinking more positively, that you are going to, or the people in your environment are thinking more positively. And so you're going to bear more positive fruit, okay? Juicier, riper, yummier fruit, okay? So Four of Cups is about an offer that comes in. And sometimes, after going through something like this, a lot of negative stuff, we sit in an emotional neutral. The four in the tarot and in numerology, period, and you know, the whole universe, honestly, is quantifiable numbers. We just, some of those, like the Fibonacci sequence, we can't even begin to understand yet. But now that we have computers, we're on it. I digress. Okay, so the Four is about stability. So when we are feeling emotional turmoil, and this is, it's not a good feeling. Sometimes we just go into neutral, which is almost a numbness. And it's like an opportunity can come in and you're not even aware of it. You don't even realize it's right there. If you just turn to the left or turn to the right, you would see it, you know, and you'd feel so much better. But when this has been happening in your environment, emotional neutral is kind of the safest place for you to be. Right next to that, the Nine of Wands. You've put a lot of effort into what it was that you were doing previous to now. You've worked hard. You've made a lot of effort. The Wands, or the suit of fire, is about our effort, our will, our drive, our ambition. And the Nine represents going a very long way trying, right? It's called the Wounded Warrior card, but it means you've tried and you've tried and you've tried. You've been trying. So give yourself the credit. Sitting here in emotional neutral, trying to stay stable with the Four, right? Stability. Keeping your emotional stability. Do not miss the opportunity that is right here coming in from you, pouring in from the universe, right? When you see an outstretched hand from the universe coming in, which is actually right here, bringing this opportunity, don't miss it. That's what this is saying, okay? And the Nine is saying, don't quit. Don't stop now. You're one step away from reaching your goal. You've put all the effort in. It's right here. Okay, Aries? So I can see you've been through a bit of a hard row to hoe here. And it's going to get better. Meanwhile, while you've put all this effort in, you're taking this stance, well, I'm protecting this because I've worked hard for this. I've been trying really hard to get to where I'm wanting to go, in life, in a job, in a relationship, whatever this is for you, Aries. But you haven't seen the result yet. You haven't seen the fruit of your labor yet. So it's got you here. 8 of Swords. Thinking negatively about yourself. Ooh, boy, 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 oh boy. This is not a place that you can stay in. When you're in this place, you have got to look in the mirror and see the reality of the situation. This is not about your worth. It's not a self-worth issue. It's not a self-esteem issue. So don't go there. Don't do that to yourself, Aries. Okay? Remember, until the end of the year, and really all last year, Chiron, the wounded healer, that asteroid up there, has been in your sign, Aries, about self-identity and coming to terms with who you are and loving yourself and healing that part of yourself that did this to yourself. So this is a major message for you right now. And you know, it's bearing fruit. You're learning this lesson. You have gone through an up-leveling. But in order to get to the end of the hero's journey, you had to take the hero's fall, right? Like in every action movie. The hero's on a quest and then the fall. He's on his knees, he's dejected, he's rejected, he's somehow defeated, and yet somehow in the pouring rain with blood dripping down his face, he stands up and he gets back up and he goes and he finishes the movie and he finishes his quest. You will bear fruit, but you have got to stay positive because this is apathy and this is defensiveness and this is negative self-talk, negative self-belief, and this is passive aggressiveness that's been going on. No, you are loved by the universe, by your family and friends. You are being assisted by the universe. The universe is trying to move you to where it is that you're trying to get to, the next step. And I know that because of this death card. This was supposed to end whatever ended, and the death is like a circle, right? There's no beginning and no ending. In the end is my beginning, right? Ouroboros, the snake that eats its tail. You're in that state of Ouroboros. Okay, and the end is my beginning. Don't forget that. The Page of Pentacles, you are going to hear news about a solid offer coming in. It's going to feel like such a blessing. You're going to be able to think, wow, okay, somewhere out there, somebody's watching out for me. That's what this feels like. It feels like grace. And then the world. You get to the end of your hero's journey. I made it. I'm okay. I've accomplished something. I got there. You're going to get there. All that work, all the struggle, all that hard, long journey to get to now, it will bear fruit. The fruit of your labor, okay? Please do not get stuck in any of these mind-farking thoughts. Okay? Do not mind-fark yourself. All right, Aries. Remember, you are loved and the universe is here to help you and get you through this transformation. New vistas coming and you will be blessed. You're going to reach the end. All right? You take care, Aries. I wish you kindness, reverence, and gratitude. Please do subscribe to the new channel Sophquest and spread the word if you would. I really would appreciate it. I really do wish you well, and I can't wait to see what this fruit is for you. Take care.